Good morning, and you find us at the start of a new week on a new job. Now this particular one is not a direct client of mine. It's not for PH Paving and Brickwork, which is obviously my company, but I've been called in by a friend who runs precision landscaping and building, and he's got me into doing this patio. So this patio is for him. I'm here on a labour only basis. He's supplying all the aggregate, which is sand, cement, all the slabs. The prep's all been done. The prep's been done by them, so all the levels are great. It's all ready. It's just a case of he's not got the time. He's a bit busy, so he's calling us in to basically lay the slabs for him. It's an Indian sandstone patio, all 900x600s. Made half bond, like brick style pattern. But yeah, so yeah, this one's precision building and landscaping services. So yeah, thanks for the work, Adam, and yeah, just sit back now and watch this one all take shape. Good morning, fine Monday morning again. Another warm one. Looks a bit cloudy overhead at the minute, but trust me, it's muggy, it's warm, properly humid. Now this, all the preps been done by someone else, but we're coming in, we're doing their basically the slab laying. It's 900x600 light grey Indian sandstone, and it's basically just going to be laid in brick bond. So yeah, it's just 900x600s, the whole thing laid half bond. But yeah, all good. Hope you all had a good weekend, and we're here, me and Leon again. Leon's back with me. He's just bumming some slabs over at the minute. I'm going to get set up, going to get the mixer set up, going to get it set up on the slab, because we've got plenty of room to dance about on here. We're going to be starting in this corner, and we're going to run full slabs all the way along that side, and if it works a cut's going to be over there. So yeah, we're going to get set up now, get set up, get it all how we want it. It's a bit of a barra. The slabs and sand and everything is round that corner. To be fair, I'm half tempted to drive the van over there, because they've kindly let us put the van on the garden. Yeah, I'm half tempted to actually drive the van. You see where Leon's car is over there in the skip? That's where the material is. I'm half tempted to drive the van over there. Yeah, get it all loaded up with the slabs, and then drive the van over here and unload. Might be a bit quicker, but we'll see. I'll get the mixer all set up first, get the tools out, and see where we go. Yeah, so in this little time lapse here, you can see it's a full mortar bed. It's been laid out with a rake, and rake it around. I'll leave it a little bit higher than needed, put the slab down, and then give it a good tap with a rubber mallet, using my fingers to make sure that the edges of the slabs finish flush with the slab I'd laid previous and the brick border, and then that'll give me my levels. Yeah, full mortar bed on every single slab. And then you can see what I'm doing is with a trowel, is I just use a trowel and just make sure I push it under all the edges. From that little time that you just see, you've sort of seen the process of how we're doing this. Again, like I said, they're 900x600 slabs. Leon's knocking up. It's not a really wet mix. It's definitely like, it's not like bricklaying muck, it's drier than that. It's a combination of sharp sand, building sand and cement. We're going 8 shovels of sharp, 4 shovels of building to half a bag of cement. Yeah, sort of semi-wet, not too dry, not really wet. It's a hard one to explain, but enough that when we beat the slabs down, they're going to stick to them. So yeah, you can see I've got, what, 4 slabs down now. And now I'm going out the frame, so I'm going to have to reset the camera, because we're going to carry this row on. I think it's about 11 slabs in a row. but yeah, you sort of get the gist of it. Using a rake to get the mortar at the sort of desired level. I'm leaving it sort of 10-15 mil higher than I need, leaving it fluffy with a rake. And then yeah, when I lay the tile on top, give it beaten down with a rubber mallet, and that then allows the mortar underneath to sort of go from fluffy to more compact, which gives it then the solid full mortar bed. Don't be laying it on dots, don't be dotting the four corners, one in the middle, two in the middle, or whatever. That is not good practice. Good practice, tip it out, rake it around, get a full mortar bed. You want every part of that slab touching the mortar underneath. You don't want any air gaps where moisture is going to create and condensation, because you will see that come through the slab. You'll have wet circle patches all over your patio. So a full mortar bed is always, I say always, the way it's done. Never, ever, ever lay it on dots. And yeah, so as you can see with this area, this is where I'm at now. I'm here. But yeah, I am going to be moving the camera around. The corner wasn't quite square, so that's why the cutter's out. We had to cut the sort of 20 mil of one side of the slab down to the corner of the slab, so 20 mil to nothing, to get the right correct angle on that corner. And then yeah, we're just following this brick edge. Now obviously for the beady eye there in that sort of time lapse, you would have seen, just going to move this slightly, you would have seen there that I was beating them down. I didn't actually put a level on them. Now the reason for this is basically that end slab, I'm following the brick border. So the end one, you've got the bricks down the side and the bricks at the end. So obviously where that slab's flat, if I followed the bricks at one end and down the side, that's given me my levels. Because I can't, the slab's not going to be higher in one corner up the other end, because it's nice and flat. So when you've laid it flat to the bricks, up one end, down the side, the other corner is what it is. And then all I'm doing is the next slabs that I'm putting in, I'm using my hand to make sure that the joint, you can see like this joint here, you can see all I'm doing is using my hand on that joint to make sure that both slabs are perfectly flat across each other, so there's no step. And then this edge, obviously I'm running along with the brickwork, and then that means then that that corner of the slab is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. I didn't manufacture the slabs, didn't make them. I weren't the one that put them in the mould, so if there's a slight little dip in one corner, then so be it. I can't do anything about that. But yeah, we're here labour only, so all the material's been supplied, slabs have been supplied, the base was already done. We're just literally coming in, mixing up the sandstone and laying the slabs. So I'm going to carry on, probably put you on another time lapse, and then you can just carry on watching it sort of unfold as such. We are just at the start, we're only 4 slabs in, there's roughly 60 square metres on this patio, so I'll do a bit of carrying a little while, guys. I'm not going to bore you to death, but yeah, I'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, so going back, you can see with a full mortar bed, the importance of this is that every part of the slab, the underside of the slab, is touching the bed. None of this like dots on each corner and 2 in the middle and then just filling in around the sides as you're leaving hollow voids. That's just not good practice. Yeah, if you was to dot every corner, 2 in the middle, just filling around the sides, like I said, leave you with a hollow void. And what would happen here is you'd end up with a build of condensation, which you would see on top of the slab.
Alright, good morning. We are back Leon's just bumping over some more slabs, just making the cut in now. This is where we're at. So that was yesterday. Complete dead start yesterday. Obviously, like I said, all the materials were over there by the skip. So obviously we've got sand over. We had sand over here with cement. Slabs. We had slabs stacked. We had slabs piled along that side yesterday. So yeah, it was a bit of a dead start, a bit of bumping out and everything, and then we got going, and that's as far as we got yesterday. So yeah, Leon doing all the bumping and the leg work, knocking up, and I'm laying. So that's where we're at. So that's what we've done. We've got this entire area to do for a Tuesday morning, and yeah, we're just gonna carry on. I'll catch up with you in a bit.
No excuses, we be going out tonight. No excuses, drum and bass boy, I vibe to that music. If I carry on tonight, I might lose it. The way too strong, hurry up darling, you take too long. Sad world, but you wanna be a happy girl. Guaranteed to love, I can make you wrong. So let's send this energy right to right. You can't end it, you can't chase it. You're not French, it's tree like a DJ mix it. Goggles on my eyes, but still I can see me. Rolling with the gang, we bounce again. Get the deja vu.
Yeah, so we've got the radio on, the tunes are going, the sun's shining,
to the next weekend, work in the
putting slabs
morning
down
like
for
a
fun.
dead reason.
It's all about enjoying your job. If you don't enjoy it, what's the point? I just absolutely love what I do. And then the beauty of my job is at the very end, you get to see the smile on the client's face and take the praise. So do a nice job, see the reactions, most importantly enjoy what you do.
You see the importance of having a labourer with you as well. You can see there Leon in the background, he's knocking up, keeping the mortar coming to me, keeping the slabs coming, and it just means that I can carry on, just literally laying slab after slab. He'd bring the gear over, he tips it up out the barrow, I can rake it around and get the next one down. It's all about working efficient, and just with two of you, and so me and Leon, and it just gets the job done nicely.
So as you can see, again, just another couple of little time lapses. You're probably really understanding the process of this now. You can see that, that is perfectly flat. Absolutely lovely it is. To be honest, the camera don't do it justice. Yes, it sounds big-headed, but to be honest, I'm doing it to the best of my ability, and that's what happens. That's how it all turns out. Turns out like that. It's like a bowling green. Now, beauty. Well, I don't know whether it's beauty or working against us really, but yeah, being here labour only, we literally have that sand left. So we are going to be using up the sand and be then sit tight. Rung the bloke who I'm doing the job for yesterday to try and organise more sand. Said we could try and get delivery for Wednesday in bulk bags, or hopefully today, being Tuesday, tip loose. So try and call them again in a little while. But so far so good. We're just punching on, and that's as far as we can go. Once we've used this sand up that's over there, then there's not a lot else we can do. But that's the only downside of being labour only, is you're not in control of the materials. But to be fair, the bloke who I'm doing it for, he is generally pretty good with the materials and being in control of it all, so I'm sure he's got it all in order. But for now, I'm just going to carry on, Let's start another row now. Start back here. Leon's just clearing the area there ready for me. Going to be a cut slab. And I'm going to mark it up now, get it cut, and yeah, Leon's going to carry on knocking up, and I'm going to just carry on putting the slabs down. So I'll catch up with you in a little while. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I've got a little bit of time, is I'm just going to run you through in real time exactly what's happening. Basically, I've got a pile of mortar here, sand cement. Like I said earlier, it's a mixed sharp sand and building sand and cement. All I'm going to do now is run you through the whole process. I'm going to start off by raking it around, getting it roughly flat and to the right levels and the right falls. Obviously leaving it high, leaving it sort of 10-15 mil high, ready to be tapped down and get it so it obviously sticks onto the back of the slab. But you'll see what I'm going to do now. So you can see from what I'm doing, I'm just using the rake and just leaving it nice and fluffy. I'm not compacting it down, I'm just leaving it all fluffed up, slightly high but nice and flat, roughly how I'm going to want it. And then what I'm going to do now is this first one is actually a cut. So all I do is I take my level and I come, not this row, but this row here, and I run the level along the joint. If I tip that up, you'll see what I mean. Just there, I'm running it along this joint, like there's a joint. So I'm just putting the level along this joint, and then what I'm going to do from now is then basically take a tape measure and measure from the level back to this brickwork here, leaving a 10mm join between the tape and the last row of slabs. So there I've got 510mm, and then that coming out roughly 610. This is there, just eyeing that through. Making sure that level runs nice off that joint on the other slab. Eye that through. That one there's sort of 515. So it's about 5mm. This slab's going to be cut 510 one end, 515 the other. So I'm going to get on that now. I'm going to mark it up, get it cut, and I'll come straight back to you. Right, so I've just cut the slab, and what I'm going to do now is pick it up. You'll see. I mean, I want this to be about 10-15mm high at the finished level. So you can see there. So if I stand here, you can see here it's a good thickness of my finger high along here, and also down this edge. This here, I'm hitting it all the way along. It's a good 10mm high. So what I'm going to do now is give it a good beat down. Give it a good beat down. And I'm looking to get this edge nice and level with this edge of that slab, and this edge nice and level with this brick border here. So it's just a case of being a bit careful, but obviously hitting it hard enough that you do actually get the slab moving, but obviously don't hit it too hard that you break the slab, because that's the last thing you want. But you're really setting the slab home now, giving it a good beat down. So it's like here, this edge is pretty good. Oh, that's lovely. That edge there is lovely. A little bit like that. A little bit of contouring in the slab. But what you need to do is go with like the average. So you need to go with like there's a high bit of the slab. That's a low bit of the slab because it dips in the contouring. But this again, this here is the same height as this. So you're taking this part and this part as the bit to marry up with. If you just married up with this bit, the low bit, and you took that flush, you'd end up with that and that being high. So that is that, and that's that slab in. All I'm going to do now, cut away the excess along that edge, just being careful not to get it on the slab itself. Cut away and then just push it away, and then you're ready for preparing the next slab. Just make sure under it all the way along that that's all pushed in nicely. If it needs any bits on the corners where it's just dropped or fallen out, put it back in there, and you've got a nice solid bed all the way along. And you do that in the joint and just run it in, get that side nice and full. But that's it, that is it, and how you get it all nice, and how I'm laying these slabs. And I just repeat the process for this one. Break it out, this one's a full slab, break it out a little bit high, put the slab down, making sure it's about 10mm high, and then I'm beating it down, concentrate on getting the end level with this and the side level with this section of the slab. And yeah, it's just a case of being on repeat. Alright, so we're back on the job. It's Wednesday morning now, and you can see this is where we ended up. And you can tell by how wet it is, we've only just got out the van. It has been raining most of the morning, but we're here. We had a sand drop yesterday. Yeah, sand turned up. We had cement come this morning. And we've just got this area to do. So if this weather holds off, we may get it. But for now, we'll just push on, do what we can do, and hopefully this sky don't come to much. But I'm very doubtful. It is spitting, so we'll just see what happens. But for now, we crack on. Right, so I haven't really had the camera out much today. As you can see, slabs are starting to dry out now, but it's been hit and miss with the weather today. 1 minute it's raining, 1 minute it's dry, 1 minute it's raining, 1 minute it's dry. So I haven't set the camera up at all really. But back earlier in the video I was explaining about how like that edge of the slab there, how I was bringing it so it was flush with the brickwork, and then concentrating on this edge being flush when we started with that brickwork, and then like this sort of corner of that slab over there is what it is. And then all I've done is along that edge is basically made sure the edge of all them slabs are flush with that brick as I come across, and then those edges are flush with that brick border, and then when you get to the second row, that end flush with the brickwork, and then that part of the slab would be flush with the slab in front of it. And I've sort of carried on doing that all the way across. And the beauty is now I'm almost to the other side, coming across flush. All I've done, I'll try and show you now. So obviously on this one, I've laid my level in there, just to make sure that these are running true. So that join marries up with the end of this slab. Then I've banged it down, got it level, so this joint's nice and flush. The beauty is now is the test as you come across with the level, because we've been following that brickwork along now. We should literally just keep pushing, and we're there. We're onto the brick. Absolutely perfect. So as it's come across, it's worked out absolutely bang on, doing it the method how I explained it. I probably explained it better nearer the start of the video. It is hard to explain, but yeah, if you saw it at the start of the video how I was explaining it, and a bit more close-up detail, then yeah, that's what we've done. We're following that brickwork and that brickwork over there, and as long as you keep the edges of all the slabs, like here, this one for instance, this edge lining up with that slab, this edge lining up with the bricks, this corner is then what it is. You don't make the slab if there's any contour, and this corner will end up where it ends up. As long as you follow that and that edge to the slab in front and to that border, that corner will end up where it ends up. So when you put this one down, this edge follows this edge, and this edge follows the edge of the slabs in front, and that's how I've laid the whole thing. And it is literally like a bowling green, and as you've just seen, it marries up to that border down this side. So it just shows if you know what you're doing, you can lay it perfectly without putting a level on every single slab. And that's where we're at. Obviously there's surface water, it has just draining away in the joints, but there's no real puddles. Slabs are slowly drying out now. It's been on and off rain all day so far, but that's where we're at. They're all 900 by 600 slabs. Yeah, we're there, so we're going to carry on. Obviously what we've been doing is starting up this end and working our way in rows, and then coming back to this end and working again. But with the mixer set up here, what I'm doing now is I've laid these three, and then I'm going to lay that one. I'm then going to lay the one where the trowel is. I'm going to put the one in over by where the rake is, and then work my way along here, working my way to and fro, coming and working my way back out to the mixer. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's a big area, and it's only Wednesday, around midday Wednesday, so that's where we're at. Yeah, a bit of crack on. Oh, good afternoon. Slowly working our way out now into this corner. If I come over here, you'll be able to see it a bit better. We started in this corner Monday, just working in rows, brick bond, all half bond, and working our way out to the mixer. So those last 3 rows are getting laid at the same time. I'm putting one in here, then one in here, then one in here, and just doing that all the way, coming through here, and we'll end up in this corner. It's going to work out about the right amount of aggregate left. The building sand, sharp sand, cement, and we're also going to be jointing this one. So don't sound surprised thinking, oh, should be jointing it anyway. We're here labour only. Originally we was only asked to lay it, but now obviously we've got cuts to do all round, like round here, 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 There's a cut in here and a cut in here to do, but now they've asked us if we can joint it as well. The company that I'm actually doing this for, he's asked if we could kindly joint it as well, as we're going to have the time. So Friday we'll be here, and it's all traditional joint, compacting it in. It'll be a half round bucket handle joint. But yeah, we're getting there. The sun's finally out, so means we can crack on. Alright, so that's end of play Wednesday. We are at that stage. So all that leaves now is, I think it's 3, 6, 9, about 11 full slabs over there where the barrow, the shovel and that is, and the mixer. And then it's a cut right down that edge, all the way over here. There's a cut slab to go in all the way along that edge. Cut in here, cut in here, cut there, and then it's cuts. One under the bush here, one under the bush, full one and probably a little cut, and then a cut here and a cut on the end of that one. So all the cuts in tomorrow, and then we'll probably start jointing in this corner and working our way out. So yeah, let's back here in the morning and carry on. So yeah, job's a good one so far. All the joints just literally run perfect all the way along, perfectly half bond, absolutely lovely. Job's a good one. Hello and good Thursday morning. As normal, same scenery. We're back. We have just finished laying all the full slabs. So all the full ones are in. And all that leaves for us to do now is the cuts. Cuts all the way down that edge. A few little cuts in here. And the cuts I told you about earlier in the video over here under the bush, going round that brick pier, and then over here towards this doorway. And then it's a case of being on the hands and knees jointing it all, because this particular the company I'm doing it for, the Precision's the company name basically, but they want it all traditional pointed. Can't use the sweeping because it's on a concrete base. The sweeping's porous. So obviously with a concrete base, there's nowhere for the moisture to go if it gets through the joint. So it's going to be a traditional joint, and these are them cuts that I was just telling you about. Got them to do. But other than that, all the full slabs are down. So yeah, it's been a nice job so far. Going to stop for a little break now, and then when we come back, it's all the cuts. That'll be patio almost complete. Full PPE whilst cutting, steel toe cap boots, gloves, full eye defence of goggles, not glasses, a mask to save dust inhalation, and earmuffs. Perfect. Thursday done, and that is all the slabs laid. All the slabs are laid, all the cuts are done, and that leaves us enough sand to traditional joint it tomorrow. Cuts down the edge, that's where we're at. So it leaves tomorrow being Friday, on our hands and knees, traditional jointing it, and at least it's only being bucket handle, so we compact it in with a bit of feather edge, half round joint, but you'll see all that tomorrow. So I'll catch you in the morning. Have a good evening, gang. Good morning all, and what a beautiful morning yet again. Sun shining, blue skies, and we are going to get this one all nipped in the bud and wrapped up. So tools of the day, that basically. I want a bucket. I'm going to need a bucket for the muck to go in, but that's basically two little bits of thin bits of timber. I think it was feather edge, old bits of feather edge that have been worn in well and truly. They've been with me for years. Dinger and a brushing off brush. So yeah, all we're going to do is use the bits of feather edge with a mixing the mortar up like a damp kind of mix. So if you had to form it to a ball and then crumble it back to a powder, and all we'd do is tip it up on the slab using the feather edge, really compact it into the joint, then run over it with the dinger and then brush off with a brush and repeat basically. That I've got some little video clips of the process, but yeah, loving it. Happy Friday, guys. Right, so that's the end of that one. All traditional jointed, sharp sand, building sand and cement ratio of 4:2.5 a bag. So 4 building sand, we're talking shovels now, so 4 shovels of building sand, 2 shovels of sharp sand, half a bag of cement. But yeah, it's all been swept off, it's all compacted with a little bit of feather edge, half round bucket handle joint. I'm just giving it a final sweep off and then a very light sprinkle the hose on the shower setting, and that'll just give the joints a final seal. Yeah, another one bites the dust. Again, thank you very much to Precision Building and Landscaping Services for this one. We was here labour only. This is their job. We've laid the tiles and the slabs, or whatever you'd like to call them, but we've laid it. But for Precision Building and Landscaping Services. So yeah, thank you very much, Adam, for the work. Appreciate it as always. And yeah, I hope you're happy, buddy. Other than that, is to go and see the client now, make sure they're happy. And then yeah, I'll put a couple of pictures on just to end the clip. Yeah, lovely. Take care, guys.